Hey guys, this is the Media Man. I'm Keegan.
I'm Ben.
And today we're doing a drunk review, of course, because there's no other way to go when your director is drunk, for Fan Four Stick.
And Four Stick.
Fantastic Four. Tasty.
But not.
You want a chaser?
Yeah, man.
There's more whiskey in that. Due to the scathing reviews, we decided that we had to see it for ourselves and decide whether or not it was worthy of being drunk. What we decided was, it actually wasn't as bad as a lot of the reviews said it was.
Let's not get it twisted at all. It was not a good movie, but going in, seeing all these awful reviews, like what, less than 10% on Rotten Tomatoes or something atrocious like
and
that.
less than 4 on IMDb.
We were expecting on something on Batman and Robin level, awful and corny, but really, we all walked out of the theater and our opinions best amounted to meh.
I don't even know if I would say it was worse than the previous Fantastic Fours.
Given how awful the reviews were, I was expecting tons of moments throughout the movie where we would be like, oh wow, that was dumb, that was terrible. Maybe we would even laugh at how bad it was. But really, it was so inoffensive that I'm surprised people are so upset.
The first 15 minutes of the movie, I thought these characters are really flat. I can see why people aren't starting to like this movie. But as it went on, it actually improved a little bit. And I was like, wow, you know, this isn't quite as bad as I was expecting it to be. It was 2 hours of my life that I felt like I could have been doing worse things. I mean, it's not like I was watching Dragon Ball Evolution or
The Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man.
We weren't watching those movies. This was like, maybe like a notch below the Green Lantern movie, maybe like on par. All the criticisms were completely legitimate.
I just think they were over-exaggerated. I think when someone said that the CGI was like something from the 80s, they were wrong.
I mean, it's not good by today's standards, but it wasn't worse than how it was in the 80s. And that's no offense to that person, because obviously they felt very strongly about this movie, but we just don't feel it was that bad. Criticisms were perfectly legitimate. Some flat acting, which, if the rumors are true, I'm gonna blame on the drunk director. I'm sure Fox got involved in some way that messed up the movie. I'm sure there was tons of issues in the movie that just completely prevented it from being good. However, like we've said already 5 times, meh.
And to say that this is the worst superhero movie of all time, to say that it was worse than Superman 4 Peace for Quest is an insult to everyone. It was not that bad.
Quest for Peace.
Is that not what I said?
He said Peace Request. There were points in the movie where we felt the acting was pretty flat, right?
Like, if you imagine someone dying and taking their heartbeat, that's what it sounded like.
A flat line. Like, they would yell, but it'd be like a monotone yell. It was kind of strange, actually.
No! Don't do that!
This is really important! That happened, and I think all the actors are pretty talented. There was also some really cliched lines that I was like, that was supposed to be funny.
The one line where he said, maybe none of us are stronger than him, but all of us together are stronger than him. That's the line specifically that I remember that I was just like,
wow.
You went there.
And even though the line is like inherently cheesy, when he goes, it's clobbering time, like the way he said it, it wasn't like it's clobbering time. It was like as he was punching, it's clobbering time. Like, I don't like that personally.
My problem, I mean, my problem is people don't like it because it's cheesy, but that's a staple of the Fantastic Four, and they had to put it in there. I mean, no matter how you put it in, it would have sounded cheesy. I think the way they incorporated it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't terrible. I just thought less so the moment that it was delivered in, and more so the conviction in his voice I just thought was too lacking. Like, I felt like he should have gone completely hammy with that line.
I just think that a lot of the lines that were cheesy were like things they had to say. Like, they had to say they were the Fantastic Four. I mean, there's no way in real life that you can say we're fantastic and not sound cheesy.
Also, a couple things concerning Doctor Doom. I know a lot of people had a problem with the way he looked, but with my complete disinterest in care for the Fantastic Four as a franchise, I thought he looked fine. I thought the green energy was pretty cool, actually.
My problem is they didn't really define what his power was.
No, he was like arbitrarily strong.
He was able to explode some people's heads and move some rocks, but what is that? Like, is he telekinetic? It didn't seem like it. He wasn't able to, like, pull people's guns from their hands. I just really did not like that They didn't tell me what his power was.
Well,
Or
something-
maybe electricity.
Something technologically based, I felt.
Made it really seem that it was just energy in general, which anything can have energy. For example, take this shot glass that we've been drinking so diligently and drop it. That is a lot of kinetic energy. If I'm holding it up high, that's potential energy. Is he allowed to control potential energy? I don't know.
Yeah, it was very undefined and very unclear. And since we're getting into pretty intensive spoiler territory at this point here, I understand what people are talking about when they discuss the tonal shifts. Where, like, Doctor Doom exploding people's heads, seeing the blood splatter. I was a little unprepared for that. And it was shocking, like, oh shit, this guy means business sort of way. But also, like, whoa, where did that come from? This is Fantastic Four.
I thought the motivations of Doctor Doom were
Unclear.
unclear is the perfect word. He like started doing things. I'm like, but why? And then at one point, he was trying to go back to his home planet and he was stopped and they were like, wait, don't go. This is your planet. I'm like, just let him go. I also did not think, though, that they explained any of the technology to any extent in which someone could understand.
They use a lot of technobabble, kind of like Star Trek does, but Star Trek explains their things better. I think here, they're like, throw some scientific words. And to be clear, we're not expecting like a super in-depth, like quantum mechanics theory, like multiple dimensions type thing. We just wanted a little more explanation than what they had given us. I believed it enough, but I was like, again, totally ambivalent to like most things that happen in this movie. I was very much looking forward to coming to this discussion and tearing the movie completely apart because, you know, it's kind of fun to do sometimes when a movie's exceptionally terrible and, and especially when it was likely the studio's fault in some way or another. You don't feel it's bad because they're a corporation as opposed to tearing down someone's art.
If I were on IMDb, I would have given it a 5.5, maybe even a 6. I don't care.
Granted, numbers are kind of relative. They should be logical and concrete, but to some people a 5 is average. To some people it has to be a 7, like a letter grade C. However, this movie just embodies mediocrity. Like, it's not so bad that I felt it deserved the scathing reviews, but it's also not good.
And I understand how this review could seem quite complicated, because we're saying, yeah, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad, but it's really what it was. It's worth the 2 hours of your time, but not any physical money.
It's just, we didn't hate it. I'm sure many people would disagree with us. If you feel like you still want to see it after seeing all the bad reviews, go see it. I think you'll enjoy it more than those people did. I think that wraps it up for us here at the Media Men headquarters. So, give us your thoughts on the movie. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you liked it even more than we did. Doubtful.
Please subscribe to our channel. We do love those very much. And also follow us on Twitter at KBL Media Men. We'll post a link right here when we sober up a bit, because I don't think I could do anything like that right now. But it was great talking to you, and I hope you enjoyed our review of Fantastic Four.
Hit like, hit subscribe. We love subscribers.